So a couple of weeks ago, I released a video that me and my friends created for something called the Red Carpet Affair. And the Red Carpet Affair is a student film competition of sorts for the Cornerstone Fellowship Brownwood Campus High School group. It was something that I haven't done before because I was at a different church previously and it was very different over there. And so it was a very different challenge to be able to make a video on a whole different level. So the video that we made was about community and community within our church, and something that's very important to us. The process of making this video was actually very smooth. A lot went on behind the scenes for this video, and I wanted to make this video about what it was like to be able to be one of the heads for this video, and like what it took to be able to do something like that. So one of the most important parts about this video was the conception of it and just the pre-production and production of it. So we started out by just talking, hey, what do we want to do? For a long time, we weren't sure what we were wanting to do. We just wanted to make a video, but no one had any ideas. And I'm pretty sure it was David Ferguson, who was the director of this video, who created the idea of, oh, what if we did it about community? Because, like I said before, it's very important to us, and we wanted to reflect that into a video. And this video would later be shown to the whole entire high school group and later posted on YouTube. So we wanted to make sure that it would be a very high quality video so we can convey that idea of community within our church. So like I said, it took us a while to figure out what the idea was. It took us even longer to get that ball rolling. So we started production a week before the video was due. So to get production rolling, me and David went out and decided to film just a little bit around the church so we can get some filler shots, as I like to call them. You saw in the first half of the video, whenever it wasn't showing the person being interviewed, it was shots of the church. It was shots around the high school area and places that we hang out all the time. At first, when we were discussing the idea, we weren't sure if this was going to be a good idea or not. Even when we started filming it, we were kind of uneasy about the idea because we wanted to make the best video possible. If it didn't look good or it didn't flow right, it would have ruined the whole sense of the video that we were trying to make. But with the filming, it was very smooth. Everyone did it in one take. It was very honest and straight to the point interview process because everyone only had about a minute to say what they want to say and then call it good. And if you guys watched the video, you would see that Sando had an amazing piece in there. So when we all agreed to come at the church on Monday, it just happened to be that Sando was there, and we were just talking with Sando about our idea, and he just kept talking about, how it was over at Hayward, and just everything that was going on there that made it such a different experience for the kids who had never been in a church before. We definitely wanted him to be a part of the video, and there were even people that were part of the video that were there. They were like, hey, why didn't you film that part where he was just talking and talking? I said, well, in my mind, it was just, even though it was awesome he was saying, it wouldn't fit the video with him just talking. Because for him, we actually let him go for around 2 minutes. Whereas the other three only had about a minute that the other three may have not touched on. I know Cody talked about, not just focusing on ourselves, but focusing about more of those around us. Christian talked about more of outreach and being able to teach people the Word of God through community groups. Carson talked about how it's like having another family that really cares about you and wants you to be there. And Sando, of course, talked about why community is so important as a whole and how it is over in Hayward a little bit. The thing that kind of wrapped the whole video up with the filming of it was actually making the post-credit scene. For 95% of people, it really makes no sense, but those of us who understand it, it's just kind of an inside joke of, like, whenever that song comes on, we all do that dance, and then on the fly we had created that Old Town Road section of it. Huge thanks to Matthew Tripp for doing the lights for that, because that was awesome. And that really wrapped up the video, and basically, yet again, it showed that we were just a bunch of teenage boys just wanting to hang out, have fun, and lean on each other for whenever we need it. At the beginning, we did not want to film during Thursday night community groups But that's what ended up happening with that shoot, is it took the entire time, because that was probably a 30 to 45 second long clip, but it took over an hour and a half to film, just because we had to get the timing down, all of us had to be in sync, all of us had to be going all out, and everyone was tired. We were all so tired after that. I'm not gonna say what we did. If you don't know what we did, watch the video. Once we got that done, it was just an incredible moment, because that really kicked off like us getting together and making it, because this was the Thursday before that Monday when we started to film the interviews. So after finishing production on Monday, I went straight home and I started editing right away, because I wanted to get the basic cut done without adding any of the extra stuff. The nice thing is I didn't really have to do much clipping with the actual interviews. Everything was really smooth. There were hardly any stuttering moments or moments I needed to cut out. As it was in the video was how 99% was in the original filming of it. So the extra stuff in the video you saw was just the shots of the church, and then all of the funny moments that people recorded beforehand. And that was something that we wanted to do from the start, was not just have this interview, because that would have been a bit, boring, lackluster. We wanted something to show that we are a community, that we are investing in each other and always hanging out. So you had shots from the senior trip at Disneyland, us playing baseball, just some of us hanging out and looking at memes. There was a shot of that. And it was a really awesome thing to be able to organize. It was an interesting experience for me, because for once it was a bunch of people sending me stuff to put into the video rather than me just filming everything. A difficult moment hit once I realized that my editing software, Vegas 13, it wouldn't accept the MLV format that came from iPhones. So I quickly figured out that I needed QuickTime from Apple to be able to use that. So there's just a lot of problem solving there right on the fly, because of course everyone's waiting on you to finish the video. The very moment that defined this video as just kind of a high school video to more or less I would consider a movie was the music. I don't know what it was or where I came up with the idea, but at this time of making it, Endgame had just come out. If you had watched it, you would know that the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It has one of the best scores, in my opinion, ever made. Not just portals, but all the different moments that were captured and captivated by the music. I was so mad. Monday night, I just realized it at like 10 o'clock. Hey, I can use this. And that was by far one of the best ideas I ever had to put into a video. And so I was working, and then I had to go to bed, sadly. It actually kept me up at night thinking of that whole idea, because it was something I never thought about. And I feel like that's what pushed this video to be much more of an emotional video than we made it out to be. And I think I even texted David Monday or Tuesday saying, hey, this is gonna work. And from then on, I really, really wanted it to win. Because I had tried to keep it a secret within our little group that worked on it. Like, hey, we have something big planned. And we don't want people to see it beforehand if they weren't in the group. Something that was super cool about the credits was I wanted to keep the Avengers inspired theme. The credits, those were inspired by the Infinity War credits. Because if you saw it, you would know that the Avengers losing, and then that emotional credits had rolled in. And I kind of wanted to replicate that through the credits, because, Endgame had a very different tone to it, so I wanted to use the Infinity War style. So I ended up using the Tony Stark funeral scene music as the credit music. It really celebrated just the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, so I wanted to do a little bit of that with the emotional inspiration of Infinity War with the credits, and then also the song of Tony Stark really laying down the idea that, this world is bigger than we can imagine. And the fact that a lot of us grew up together and experienced a lot of stuff together, it was really awesome that we were able to make this video as kind of a last hurrah for this graduating class. Because most of the people in our community group were seniors and they were about to graduate. It was emotional for me because I wanted to make it special for the seniors that were graduating. Also, if you notice some of the credit titles, the first two were the only two real ones, which was David being the director and me being the editor. And also, I guess you can count AJ and Jared for being producers because, because they kept the group together. But then just creating all those funny titles for everyone, which I think it was Christians, I don't remember what it was called, like Assistant the Intern Waterboy, or something like that. It was like just such a funny thing to do. And then Jacob Cox, you saw him in the post-credit scene, that was like kind of a cameo. Then special thanks to Jared first, because putting all this on and being able to run high school like he does. So in order to keep the secrecy of our video, I decided to have a viewing party for those of us who worked on it, just so I didn't have to like send out copies to people and possibly gain those leaked out. And so what was crazy was, we saw it 3 times that night. First time we watched it, we were all like, talking and laughing at all the moments that was shown. And right after we watched it the first time, we said, hey, let's watch it again so we can actually listen to it and take it all in. And after that, we were all just like, wow, this is actually a contender to win. And then we saw it one more time later on. I don't remember when we did, but I'm pretty sure we did. But what was awesome about that was the first draft of the video. Thankfully, Cody was there, who has a little bit of experience with film and editing, so he was able to point out a few things like, hey, spelling is off here, hey, you can improve this little section of it. That was a bit of a weird area with the flow. And after that, everything was solid. I would say that video was as perfect as it can be for what we did. Not just with the filming, but the editing and just getting everything together. But along with that, the production was such a smooth going process. So, me and David, one weekend, we went to the church and we filmed around. So that Thursday, we had filmed the post-credit scene. That next Monday, we had started filming, and then I edited that night. Tuesday, I finished editing the first draft. David actually saw it Tuesday because he couldn't come Wednesday to the viewing party. But Wednesday was the viewing party. Thursday, I finished the editing and worked out the kinks. Final render, sent it to Jared that Thursday. The video wasn't due till Sunday. It was a very, very easygoing production, considering from what I heard from other groups, they kind of struggled at times, whereas ours was very easygoing and it couldn't have gone any better. Even despite us starting late, we got it done in a great timeline. I would argue that it was at its best with the timeline that we had. As an editor, I wasn't able to be lazy. I had to get it done. Then also, just as a group, we needed to come together and be able to make it. And that kind of motivated all of us to be able to get it done. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Sorry it took so long to make this editor's commentary video. I'd wanted to do it from the very start, but just life happens, Hopefully this isn't too long. I'm at about 33 minutes of film time, so hopefully I cut that down to 10 to 15. I had a lot of fun with this video. I had a lot of fun making the Red Carpet Fair video. Yet again, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it should be in the banner above or in the description down below. Hopefully this inspires you to be able to make your own movies, be able to go out and have fun with making these kinds of videos. Because I definitely had a lot of fun. It's definitely motivated me to do some interesting stuff with videos, which more on that later. For now, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening on this channel pretty soon, so stay up to date with it by subscribing. Also, if you can, tell your friends about it, send links out, because that really motivates me. Some of the videos recently haven't really had a lot of views just because it hasn't really seemed like people have been interested in it. I want to make videos that people enjoy, but I also want to make videos that I enjoy making. And sometimes there will be videos that not everyone likes. So hopefully this one does get a bit more viewership and just more of a following. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'm going to try to keep doing weekly uploads. I missed 1 week, sadly. I did last week, and then this video is obviously this week. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.